Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the City of Rochester Hills official Arbor Day commemorative tree planting. This is the 23rd consecutive year that Rochester Hills have been designated as a Tree City USA. In order for a city to get this designation from the National Arbor Day Foundation, it must achieve 4 standards. It must have a community tree board or a forestry department. It must have a community tree ordinance. It must have a community forestry budget of at least $2 per capita. And it must have an Arbor Day observation proclamation, and that's what we're doing here today. And presiding over the ceremony today is Mayor Brian Barnett, as he has done so since 2006. And we do the math on that, that's 8 years. And according to my records, that's a record. So we're going to take a moment here to commemorate this occasion with Mayor Barnett, and we have a couple of things to present to him. Mayor, we have a couple things for you here today. As of this moment, you are officially inducted into the Forestry Division Hall of Fame. But to prove that, we're going to issue you a official Parks and Forestry awesome. Shirt.
Great,
with a Tree City USA pin on it.
Very nice.
And it will be your choice whether you wear it or not wear it. But seriously, we want to thank you for supporting forestry all these years and keeping us eligible for the Tree City USA program. And thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Okay.
That's exciting.
Now I'm going to switch gears a little bit here and talk about the trees. The trees are donated by the Government Youth Council through the city's cooperative tree planting program. And they earn the money to purchase the trees. There's 4 trees, by the way, which is a pretty big deal, through selling reusable shopping bags, that's one right there. I just used it, and I'm going to use it again. So we want to thank the Government Youth Council for their efforts, and we especially want to thank the Green Team for spearheading the effort. And thank you. Now the trees that we're planting today there's 2 Kentucky coffee trees and 2 lacebark elms. And they're being used to replace some trees that were here along this stretch of parking lot that had been there for many years and provided some good shade for people that were using this side of the parking lot. But they had been declining the last few years and they became hazardous and we had to remove them. And the reason they were declining is because of the harsh growing conditions here. In the summertime it's very hot, and normally it's very dry, but if you look in a couple of the holes, they're filling with water because of the high water table. So it's both. It's too much water and it's not enough water. Plus the soil is poor in general. But Kentucky coffee tree and lacebark elm are tolerant of growing in harsh conditions, so we hope that they'll do a little better. So the question that comes to mind is, why do we keep trying to plant trees in places that trees don't want to grow? And that's because the benefits that they will provide for people. These parking spaces right here are really the prime parking spaces in this parking lot. And primarily because their proximity to the play structure and the driveway that goes up to the stone shelter and the shade that used to be here. Because in the summertime, the sun actually, even at this latitude, the sun still doesn't quite come right overhead. It kind of travels over there. And these trees are in a perfect position to shade these parking places. And people that come to this park more than once know that even if you park over there where you think you've got shade, you really don't, because the sun's rays come in underneath and those cars get hot and these don't. So that's why we're making this effort to try to get these trees to grow here. So with that little piece of information, I'm going to turn over to Mayor Barnett. He's going to read the proclamation. He and the Youth Council will plant the trees under Ranger Dave's guidance. We're going to place a plaque on, this is going to be our official Arbor Day tree. I'm going to put a plaque on it. And last but not least, I need a group photo so I can send to the National Arbor Day Foundation so we can have this ceremony next year. So, Mayor Barnett.
Thanks. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you for your hard work, and the forestry team. Dave's here and Alan's here from Parks. Appreciate your work in this. 2 things. Thank you for the shirt. That's a pretty cool, I guess probably a better determination of whether or not this has been successful would be to go back and look at the trees we planted to see if they're still around. I suppose we should probably do that. And also thank you for giving away the secrets to parking in Bloomer Park. Now you'll never ever be able to get these first 8 spots, but that's okay. We recognize in the city of Rochester Hills that trees are an important part of who we are. It is part of our actual logo, our branding. It's that important to us, and most of us know that some of the more famous trees in our community, and really we celebrate those because of what they do. Jerry touched on a few of those things, but what they do for property values, what they do for the look and feel of the community. I remember taking a mayor from actually from Wayne County through the city one time, and we have cities that are about the same size, and I said, well, what do you think the biggest difference is? He said, I can't believe how many trees you have here, and something that I think we often take for granted, the tree canopy and all the benefits that provides. So we're here to celebrate that. We certainly don't take for granted that it's the 23rd year in a row that we've been named a Tree City USA. I have a proclamation that I'd like to read recognizing Arbor Day, and our strong hope is that all of you here today, you will be leaving with a seedling, a small tree. Our hope is that you'll plant that somewhere in the community over the next few days, and as well as that those watching at home and those participating would have their own Arbor Day celebrations over the next few days and weeks here in the community as well to keep this legacy going. Let me read this proclamation. It says, whereas the citizens of Rochester Hills value the trees and woodland resources that enhance our city's beauty, and whereas the annual celebration of Arbor Day provides an opportunity for individuals and communities nationwide to recognize that viable, healthy community trees serve many positive purposes. Trees purify air, produce oxygen, conserve soil and water by reducing stormwater runoff, reduce heating and cooling costs for our building, moderate air temperature, and provide food and shelter to wildlife. And whereas trees enhance the economic vitality of business areas and add beauty to our neighborhoods and city. Whereas trees are a renewable resource providing us with paper, wood for many useful purposes. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor Brian Barnett, Mayor of the City of Rochester Hills, hereby proclaim Friday, April 26th as Arbor Day. Be it further resolved that I encourage all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day by planting trees to enjoy the beauty and the pleasure that they provide. Signed and sealed on this day in April. So, congratulations, Jerry. I'll give this back to you. Congratulations. And I also just want to quickly thank the Youth Council for their efforts. They'll be the ones joining us here in just a minute to plant. Several of them are already down at the Earth Day celebrations in downtown Rochester talking about the green movement and all the things that they're doing to support that. And I want to publicly thank them for their support as well. So we look forward to planting this tree. We are going to put this tree hugger on it. It says City of Rochester Hills Government Youth Council Green Team, Arbor Day, April 26, 2013. So as long as this tree stands, which will probably be long past any of us, our livelihoods, this plaque will signify and recognize the efforts of the Rochester Hills Government Youth Council and their efforts to help us today. So thank you guys.
Next up, you guys can start planting the trees. Dave will give you some guidelines how to do it. And I'll work on putting the tree hugger on the tree.
Grab a couple of the plant shovels. And soak it